TV.
Hello. As Remembrance Day approaches, we're reminded that honoring our veterans isn't just a single day, it's a commitment we live every day through gratitude, service, and action. Today on Ottawa in the Know, we're joined by some incredible guests who embody that spirit. Together they show us how service, remembrance, and leadership continue to shape our community and inspire each of us to do our part. Joining us on the show, thank you very much, is Captain Harry Harsh from the National Division of Commissionaires. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
And how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Very busy leading up to Remembrance Day?
Busy leading up to Remembrance Day, and it's busy at work, but we're really happy to be part of this.
Thank you. And speaking of work, could you let our viewers know, who might not know, how it is, who is the Commissionaires and the value that they've had over the last 100 years?
So Commissionaires is a federation of 15 private, not-for-profit security companies dotted across the country. We've been around since 1925, so this is our centennial year.
How did it all begin?
Well, in fact, it all began in 1859 in the UK with an individual named Captain Walter, who was an officer in the Crimean War. And a number of his soldiers were badly wounded, and wounds in the Crimean War days usually meant amputations. And so he took eight of his soldiers and found work for them, and that became the UK Commissionaires, and it expanded during the First World War. In fact, in 1915, the Governor General of Canada, who was Prince Arthur, who was Victoria's third son, had come up with the idea of creating a Canadian version of the Commissionaires, and in 1925 that happened. It started in Montreal, the next year in Toronto, following year in Vancouver, and over the years we've grown to, as I said, 15 divisions, from Victoria to St. John's, Newfoundland. We employ about 20,000 people, and about 3,500 of those are veterans of the Armed Forces or the RCMP.
Wow, okay, so your role, well, first let's talk about your service before you came into the Commissionaires.
Well, I was a career naval officer, so I joined in 1976. I was at the time what they called a MARS officer, so maritime surface and subsurface. So I was the guy that drove the ships, and I became a weapons and electronic warfare specialist. And I was on the bridge as an officer of the watch. Eventually, I became XO or second in command, and then a commanding officer. In fact, I commanded 3 ships. HMCS Cowichan, which was an old Bay-class minesweeper, which did patrols and training on the West Coast. And then I was the CO of HMCS Fredericton, which was at the time one of the new frigates. And I actually put about 60,000 miles on that ship, including 6 months in the Arabian Gulf. I was actually there during the war in 2003, which was quite exciting and quite meaningful, and something I'm not going to forget. And then I went on to command HMCS Athabascan, which was a destroyer also based in Halifax. After that, I was posted to the UK. I spent 2 years at NATO's naval headquarters. In my last 3 years in the service, I was the naval advisor, the naval attaché to the UK, and at the same time, I was cross-accredited as the Canadian Defense Attaché to Denmark.
Okay,
so I had a great career.
A lovely career, and thank you. I really would like to say thank you. So moving into the Commissionaire's position, how did that translate to everything you had done?
Well, my role is the Chief of Staff, so I'm in charge of the national office, but I'm also the Chief of Staff for the Federation. So I don't get involved in the day-to-day business of the divisions themselves. Although my office supports the divisions in a number of different aspects, but having a military background, being a veteran, I think is important in this role. because of the social mandate to provide meaningful employment for veterans, we really need to be, in as much as we can, where it makes sense, to be run by veterans, because we understand veterans. In fact, in many respects, this is taking me back to what I did when I was an officer in the Navy. Where we looked after our people, and this gives me an opportunity to kind of do that, but at a fairly senior level.
And very supportive. Everyone supports each other in the organization.
They do.
Which is important.
This week is my 10th anniversary with Commissionaires, and
congratulations.
Thank you.
And I do want to ask, what does Remembrance mean to you at this time? Because there's lots of memories that come up, and you've been part of your career for so long.
Boy, that's a good question. This is something that was instilled in me as a child. My father was in the Army during the Second World War. He served in Europe in the final months of the war. He didn't cross during the invasion, but he went weeks after the invasion as part of the support troop. So he served in Belgium, the Netherlands, and eventually in Germany. For a kid with a grade 8 education from Provost, Alberta, this was a big adventure for him. So of course I didn't appreciate it at the time, but it was exciting nevertheless. And then I took an interest in the military, and I joined the Sea Cadets when I was 13. And my father, of course, would always go to the Remembrance Day ceremonies, because this was in the late '60s, early '70s. So it was still very, very, very present for him. And then I ended up getting dressed up in my cadet uniform and standing at the cenotaph in the bustling metropolis of Abbotsford, British Columbia, where I grew up, and I guess in meeting the veterans and what have you, just gave me the opportunity to really appreciate the importance of remembering, and the importance of participating in events.
Thank you exactly. Thank you so much, and exactly what we will be doing. We will be remembering this Remembrance Day, and thank you so much for joining in. We'll be with our next guest.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Ottawa Snowsuit Fund launched its 44th season recently, continuing in its mission to ensure every child has warm winter wear. Volunteers, along with corporate and community partners, gathered at the Snowsuit Fund Depot to kick off the annual fundraising campaign and acknowledge the generosity and dedication of the community. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe was on hand to praise the organization's long-standing commitment to the community, while also honoring longtime General Manager Joanne Andrews for 30 years of dedicated service. Former client Dorcas Sabili expressed her gratitude to the Snowsuit Fund, recalling the shock of her first winter in Canada in 2023 after emigrating from her native Uganda. Later, Salia Sanogo presented his 4-year-old daughter Jamila with her first snowsuit. Since early September, the Snowsuit Fund has provided more than 7,000 snowsuits to local children and expects to surpass last year's record of 19,500 suits distributed to over 8,000 low-income families. For more information on how to contribute or to access a snowsuit, visit snowsuitfund.com.
Want to share news from your area? We'd love to hear from you. Email us with your community updates and be part of the conversation.
Thursdays.
These cases are hard. It's okay if you don't want to fight, because we are going to fight for you.
We have to be able to say we did everything we could.
Every move we make is being scrutinized.
He needs to pay for what he did.
Some things in life you can't run from.
I'm gonna make sure that you spend the rest of your days in a 6x8 cell.
Law and Order Thursday, all new, 8/7 Central on City TV.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. As we approach Remembrance Day, we're reminded that honoring our veterans isn't just something we do once a year, it's something we can live through every day through action, gratitude, and service. Board member Dot Cooper from Commissionaires Ottawa joins me to share how her organization supports veterans every day through meaningful employment, mentorship, and leadership. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my gosh. Well, first I'd like to let our viewers know how you have sort of given your service to our country. We'd love to hear because your medals show quite a lot.
Oh, I've had an incredible career. I joined in 1974 as a private in the military police. When it was,
they allow babies in 1974?
I know.
Wow.
A few short years later, they opened the military colleges to women, and I was honored to be the first. It's the Royal Military College in St. Jean.
Congratulations.
And then a full career as an officer, culminating as the Chief of Police for the Canadian Forces, as the Canadian Forces Provost Marshal from 2000 to 2005. So
wow. Yes, you have done a lot. Okay, well then you had the opportunity to move in as a board member for the Commissionaires Ottawa's chapter.
Yes, I started in 2017 on the Council of Governors.
Okay.
A number of senior executives, retired veterans, and then from there I was asked to come on to the board. Okay. And I've been on the board for a number of years with incredible individuals.
Oh, I can imagine. So what made you transition? How did you make that transition from your service into Commissionaires?
I think service is in our souls. It really is. We, every day coming to work, you would see a commissioner at the access point, guarding high-value outlets. As a military police, that's what we do. Mm-hmm. So I worked with commissionaires day in and day out, employed them in non-core policing, and found that this was a way I could support veterans through commissionaires by being on the board.
Yeah, and so being on the board, what things have you seen in the time that you've been that have made such a difference for veterans?
I think it's the ethos that is with all the employees, the discipline, the excellence, the integrity, the respect for our clients and for each other, and working together as a team. It's truly an honor to be associated with veterans and those who support veterans.
Absolutely. So when you are working with all of these people, what does a day-to-day look like? Like, how do you support the veterans?
Well, I'm on the board, so I don't get involved in the day-to-day. The expression is nose in, hands off.
Okay, that's great.
Right?
Okay, so nose in.
Nose in.
Yeah.
So in the nose in, I care about the individuals. Are they being well served? Are they well employed? Are they happy in the types of work they do? Or should we be finding other quality employment for our veterans and others? That's the type of involvement. And I'm the chair of the audit committee, so good
you're
governance.
right on.
I'm
You've
on
got
good
you're
governance.
Right in
I'm
there.
on good governance.
So how does the Commissionaires Ottawa help those stories keep alive for younger generations? Like, how do you see that moving now as we're losing older generations?
Well, I think we have to first understand that acts of remembrance is more than a moment of silence. It's listening to veterans' stories, hearing their needs. It's wearing a poppy. It's being present in different ways. Through commissionaires, ours is more purposeful. It's day-to-day. And as a not-for-profit, we fund or are able to fund entities that do other great works for veterans. Pearly Health Foundation.
Yes.
For women veterans, a key one in this area is the Pepper Pot.
Yeah, tell me about the Pepper Pot.
The Pepper Pot is situated currently in Chelsea. They're moving to a new location. We've come to learn that women veterans have unique needs in their transition. And this is one way of providing that support to women veterans. And I applaud retired Major Sandra Perron and her efforts with Pepper Pot.
And so that's an environment where everyone can come together.
Correct.
Because that's really what you're saying, is that once you're in the service, and it's not always anyone who has served, anyone who wants to also be part of Commissionaires can
Absolutely,
be.
absolutely. Yeah. But it's the values of veterans, RCMP and military, that is inculcated into the culture of Commissionaires Ottawa. There's a quality to that.
There really is. And with Remembrance Day coming, what is your role in Remembrance Day? What do you do?
Well, for Remembrance Day, I will be doing laying a wreath at Pearly Health to honor our veterans. I will be particularly mindful this year of our Silver Cross mother, Nancy Payne. Her son sacrificed his life. Corporal Randy Payne was military police. Died April 22nd, 2006 in Afghanistan. And his other partner, who also sacrificed his life, Matthew Dinning, I gave him his badge with his father. So there's history, there's stories, there's memories. So we remember.
Yeah, you do remember. And what would you say to viewers? Like we just said, it's not just on Remembrance Day, it continues after. Okay. So with your role with Commissionaires, how can we value that more?
I think we can value that more, that when we see a veteran, that we sit with them, we understand their needs, we understand their stories, and we show them respect by saying, thank you for your service.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So the Commissionaires, there is a pin where we can recognize, because everyone wears it very proudly, the Commissionaires pin. Is that the one you're wearing, right?
Well, this one is the 100th anniversary pin, so it's particularly special, honoring those 100 years of service. And, you know, you've heard the legacy of Commissionaires, but for me, it's moving to the future. How do we bring Commissionaires into that next generation with the modern veteran and their needs, and employing them in different ways, cybersecurity, fingerprinting, different areas we can use their talents, and I think that's important. They continue to serve Canada, one uniform to the other.
I love it, and I do like the continuation, and I hope you're not leaving the board anytime soon, because I love your nose in and your hands off. I will always be getting in touch with you to make sure we learn more. So on Remembrance Day, I do want to say thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything that you've done with the Commissionaires, and thank you for joining me on Ottawa in the Know.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We will be up in just a short minute talking about an inspiring family.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Josh Rackless. Are you sick of having to go to art galleries to see your art? Wish it was in the neighborhood? Well, the Art in the Neighborhood Fall Art Show returns on November 22nd at Emmanuel United Church, 691 Smythe Road. This beloved community event showcases the work of more than 25 local artists, featuring paintings, photography, pottery, and handcrafted jewelry. Visitors can meet the creators, enjoy live music by the bluesy swing duo, that sounds fun, and purchase unique locally made pieces just in time for the holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. There are raffles and door prizes, and admission and parking are free, which saves you money so you can spend more on art in the neighborhood. Come celebrate Ottawa's vibrant arts community. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with just tech companies and government offices. Come on, you got to support the arts in Ottawa. Visit artintheneighborhood.gallery for full details. To have your community news or event listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it. I love art.
Welcome back. Well, the power of family and service is the story of our next guest. Carrie Ann grew up in a military family and instilled pride and respect for the Canadian Armed Forces in her children. Her daughter Athena carried that legacy forward, and now both continue giving back through Commissionaires Ottawa. Welcome to the show, Athena and Carrie Ann.
Thank you, Julie. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Carrie Ann, tell us first, how did being in a military family bring you your values today?
Well, growing up in a military family, my earlier memories weren't so much of what my father did for his career, but more of the community that I was a part of. We moved every 3 years, so that meant leaving best friends behind, but also making new ones along the way. I just think that the values and the ethics and everything my parents instilled in me, I just naturally passed them on to my children.
And so, Athena, did you feel that?
Yeah, so I knew because she grew up in a military background with a lot of like the moving. I knew that for us, like making sure that, you know, we had friends and then we had connections wherever we went was really important to her. She wasn't so much like disciplined or like strict, but there was just like the way she parented and the way she brought us up to have respect for individuals, to always say please and thank you, to know to never leave a mess behind where we went, things like that. It just kind of brought it all together.
And I think you make better friends when you do that, definitely with the mothers and families and everyone around. Tell us about the service that you are doing right now, because you're between Commissionaires and with service. So
so I am currently a lieutenant in the CIC, the Cadet Instructors Cadre, so I work with the cadet program. What that does is it allows me to instill and inspire our youth to become either our future soldiers or just better citizens for Canada as a whole.
And how did you decide to do that specifically?
So I joined Army Cadets when I was 13, and I stayed in cadets until I was 19. But obviously because a lot of my family are military and have a military background, I wanted to be able to do my part to give back to the community as well. So yeah, I joined the CIC because I felt like after I left as a 19-year-old, I feel like I still had more to give the program, and this was the best way that I could find to do it.
Yeah, I find just by your energy, it looks like that you found the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the two of you had an opportunity to work together at Commissionaires Ottawa?
We've never worked together in the same section. I spent 23 years in the nursing field, and after COVID, I really needed a change of career. Athena recommended Commissionaires to me. She thought I would like it, and it turns out she was right. I really enjoy it.
What is it that you like, and how is that transition for you?
I think I love the structure, because I thrive on structure, as most people do. The interactions every day with new people, with the same people. Again, the veterans I get to work with are amazing people, and I just have so much respect for them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you find with your role now when you went from service to Commissionaires? Did it change a lot for you?
So I started as a commissionaire before I joined the military. I swore in 2019 while I started Commissionaires in 2017. But there was a transition period from where I was working only one job to working two, and kind of balancing service as well as working with Commissionaires. And I have to say that Commissionaires made that an easier transition because they're so supportive of veterans and serving members. So it really wasn't a hard choice to stick with Commissionaires during my service.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so and this Remembrance Day, how do you and how have you sort of remembered on Remembrance Day?
We try our best to attend services as a family when we can. Athena's older brother as well is in the Air Force, and he's away at the moment, so we miss him this year. But for us, I think Remembrance Day is a time for us to honor those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedoms, but also those who came home but never whole, as well as those who continue to serve and their families.
So we stand for all of them, but we remember them every day.
Yeah. And so when you're with the commissionaires, do you still hold that role as in the nursing, and do you get to work with a lot of veterans and help them through that?
So I'm no longer in nursing. I gave up that career. But
with your background.
Yeah, yes. But again, those 23 years, I've met many and cared for many veterans, and they're just incredible people. Their stories are so valuable. And the history there, we can't forget that history.
No, not at all. And what would you say to youth today that are considering becoming part of the commissionaires or becoming part of any type of service?
So I think it's important for young generations to note that their futures are bright, and it's what they're going to make it. It's the people they are now, the people they want to be, that's going to change that. People who want to serve or join the commissionaires, they're looking for meaningful work, and they're looking for something that they want to put hard work into. And I think they're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't necessarily have to be part of the service or the military to join. It's something that you can look into and be part of.
Yes.
Yeah. And where will you be this Remembrance Day?
So I'm actually going to be at 2 different parades. I'll start off at Center Point, which is close to Algonquin College, and then I will go to Vanier for the Vanier Remembrance Ceremony.
Okay, so you're busy, and that's usually your Remembrance Day every year?
Yes.
Yeah, but you enjoy being part of it.
I enjoy every second of it.
Absolutely. We probably have a minute left. Do you wanted to share something with our viewers?
So most service involves tradition, so we wanted to share a small tradition with you as well. And thank you for sharing everybody's stories on this topic.
Thank you.
So here we have a coin. This is the military family member coin. It signifies
that we serve together.
That we serve together, exactly. That no military family member is alone, and that they're a part of the same community that us soldiers are. So I'd like to present this to you.
Thank you.
As you are now part of our military family.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for more Ottawa in the Know. Thank you.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Findlay. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Hi, we're the Biggs and Bar Show from Shea 106.
And we finally got a decent advertising budget for our morning show.
Let's see what our team spent all the money on.
What do you think?
I have some thoughts.
Put it in your ears. The Biggs and Bar Show with Pasty Jamie on Shea 106.
If you love Italy, love Italian food, come take a wild ride with me.
It's eating dirty, baby.
Hey everybody, my name is Card. I'm here with my friends Shane and Monique, and we're getting ready for season 2 of the Fitness Faction on Rogers TV. Join us right here.
Welcome back. Janice, a veteran of the Canadian Armed Forces, and Nat, formerly with the RCMP, now bring their dedication and leadership to supervising teams at Ottawa Commissioners. Ottawa, please welcome Janice Voth and Natalie Jackal, who will help keep the spirit of service alive every day. And their leadership continues to shape the next chapter of this 100-year-old organization. Welcome.
Thank you so kindly.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me. 100 years. You ladies do not look older than that at all. So please tell us first your service that you have given to our country.
Well, I was in the Canadian Armed Forces, funny enough, as a finance clerk, because when I went to the recruiting center and they did a test, they said, oh, you'd be good in finance. And I thought, math was my worst subject. What are you talking about? But it actually was perfect for me. I finished first in my training course and went on to serve for 5 years. I served for 5 years, and in my last year I was deployed overseas with the United Nations peacekeepers in Egypt and Israel. I came back and had different careers, but that always stood with me. And then after working in relief and development overseas, coming back from Thailand, I said to one of my friends, I don't know, with all my odd experiences, how can I get a job? But he said, you're a veteran, apply at Commissioners.
And so you had not heard of it before?
I didn't really know, no. And then I applied. I was a security guard at first, and then an opening came up in finance at the headquarters, and I'm a supervisor in finance. I've been there now for 17 years.
17 years?
Yes, not quite 100, but 17.
No, my goodness. It's amazing. I want to get back to that transition. So did you have a similar experience? Like, what did you do with your service?
Mine was a little different. So I was a frontline police officer. I did all my service in Alberta. And then my husband, who's an officer as well, an RCMP officer as well, we moved to Ottawa, and I transitioned to civilian life. I continued to serve with the RCMP and then transitioned to Department of National Defense. So I worked both as a police officer and I worked in corporate services type functions. And I only joined Commissioners a few months ago in a corporate services.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. In a corporate services function, and it's been a great experience so far. It was like family, it felt like home.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask. So that transition to everything you had done and experienced moving into the Commissioners, did it seem like that easy transition for you?
For me, it did in a lot of ways. And what was important to me is that rather than just trying to look for a job and think only about the money, that I could in some way still be serving and guarding and protecting my dear Canada. So that was important for me.
Thank you very much for that. And that same idea for you. So what does the Commissioners mean to you, and how is that unique for veterans?
Well, a couple of things. The first one, I think, and I joined Commissioner with no expectations whatsoever. Didn't know really what I was getting into. But the first one is my past experience taught me the values of integrity and teamwork and community. And I really found that again when I joined Commissioners.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so
it's so supportive, and I'm so happy that you've been most of my guests on this show, because I really do have a feeling of that family and commitment. And of course, coming up to Remembrance, there's so much that happens in our city, and you're so very much engaged. I just wanted to bring this to account because this is something you think of quite often.
Yes, well, being with Commissioners for 17 years, almost every year, unless I was sick or away, I've been there on the Remembrance Day at the Cenotaph and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and the whole ceremony with the artillery, firing, and the bugle playing, the bagpipes, the children's choir, everything. And over the years, the Chateau Laurier gives a luncheon for veterans afterwards as well. And I would always make a beeline to meet some of the women veterans from the Second World War. And I became very good friends with Jean Jean MacDonald, and she lived until age 95. Until she was 90, she still had her own apartment, and we would go to Remembrance Day and some of the other ceremonies together. And she didn't marry and have children, so when she passed, I inherited her medals from the Second World War, and she had a lovely painting made of her when she was young, and then this is her as I knew her in 2015. She passed in 2016. So for me, that's just a precious time to remember our veterans and give them a chance to tell some of their stories, because they might just look like, you know, a nice, rather frail old lady. But after her time in England with the Enigma, we've all seen that movie, you know, that she wasn't a code breaker, but she worked there. She went to Germany and helped in Germany. Someone with the Reconstruction. She went to New York, where she helped as a secretary for an ambassador in the UN, and then she spent 25 years in the House of Commons. Wow. So I'm hoping maybe when I pass away that one of my great nieces will get my medals and a picture of me when I was a young 19-year-old joining the armed forces, and some wizened old woman still going to the Remembrance Day ceremonies, because it's important to remember. It's so important to remember.
I think it's important to remember, but I like your thing about beelining it to the person to have that conversation, because I think that's what Remembrance Day is having those conversations with people around you and finding out how they served, because it's so important to our country. And what would you say to the youth today if they're thinking about serving or thinking about doing something for their country?
Well, I think in terms of working for commissionaires, yes, Remembrance Day is about showing respect to those who sacrificed, but it's also thinking of continuation, so moving forward with those same values of integrity and loyalty and commitment to community. And I think commissioners offers that, and I think this would be our way to continue a tradition that has been very important.
Well, I do thank you. What do you have?
Well, you might notice that our poppies are a bit different this year, because not only is Commissionaires 100 years old, but the poppy is 100 years old.
Oh my
and so, yes, it was formed by a lady in France who was so worried about the veterans, you know, and their poverty, that she started this. And so now the Legion has created this special 100-year poppy.
Thank you. 100 years. The poppy will be up next with another guest. Thank you so, so much. This is lovely.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Josh Rackless. The Woodruff United Church Bazaar is a community highlight each fall. This year's event takes place on Saturday, October 25th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The church welcomes donations of crafts, jewelry, books, linens, toys, and gently used goods, so stop harshly using your goods. On Bazaar Day, visitors can browse a wide variety of treasures and even enjoy a lunch counter offering homemade treats. It's a warm, welcoming event where community spirit and bargain hunting go hand in hand, which is perfect for someone like me who has no friends. From knitted goods to furniture, there's something for everyone. And best of all, parking is free, so maybe I'll just sit in the parking lot and wave to people and make friends. Anyways, visit woodruffunited.org or scan the QR code on the screen for full details. To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it. What, no QR code for Rogers? Oh well.
This is Ben Weiss of the Historical Society of Ottawa. Join us for a new series here on Rogers TV, where we explore Ottawa's fascinating history, the people, places, and events that shape the city we live in today. Join us as we go time traveling exclusively on Rogers TV.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
You're invited to join us for an hour to give. Each week we talk about philanthropy, time, talent, and treasure. You'll learn about what's happening in your community. Join us then.
Welcome back to Ottawa in the Know. We're joined with Delphine Hasley, Executive Director of Pearly Health, an organization dedicated to caring for seniors and Canadian veterans. Delphine will share how Pearly Health honors those who served, the importance of Remembrance Day, and the impact of community support through the Pearly Health Foundation. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm not even sure how you do it because you do so much with the Pearly Health. I am so excited that you can spend a few minutes with me.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'd like to know what Remembrance Day means to you personally.
Yeah, so I think it's a great time where the community comes together to pay tribute to the men and women who really made it possible for us to have the freedom we have, right? And I did not grow up in Canada, so I'm from France. And we don't celebrate Remembrance Day. We don't have. No, we celebrate the end of the war, but we don't have a time to pay tribute, right? So I'm learning. And about 10 years ago, there was a World War II veteran at Pearly. And we were talking about it just a few days before Remembrance, and we were talking about it's a heavy day, right? It's a lot of emotion. And his advice, which I still follow this day, is when it's a moment of silence, just think of one person. And it doesn't have to be the same person every year, you know. Sometimes it will be a friend we lost at the Pearly. Sometimes I will think of my husband, grandfather, who was in World War II. But just that moment, one person, it makes it more human.
Yeah, and that you've carried with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually a lovely idea. So how do you reflect on your service and its legacy? You're doing a lot.
Oh, thank you. So I have the great privilege to serve at the Pearly Foundation. So really my role is to inspire donors who really wants to make a difference in the life of veterans. And by donating to the Pearly, there is a great way they can give back and say thank you, show their gratitude, and honor the service of many. So that's my small role.
I think your small role, I love that you say it's small, but you have gotten many people to really get involved with the Pearly Health. Let's just do a we'll focus on your veterans, but just before we do, what has the Pearly Health been doing for Ottawa seniors and veterans up to date?
Yeah, so the Pearly, it's a small, it's a community, it's not small. If you look at it, it's 600 seniors and veterans live on the campus. They're supported by 900 staff, 450 volunteers. Wow. So it's really like a small town in the middle. And so it's a place where people live. We have a research institute. And because 40% of our population are veterans, even the volunteers, and so there is really, and it is a population that needs different kind of care and service.
Yes.
And Pearly has been serving veterans for over 100 years, actually.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're innovative every time I meet you. There's something new. But with Remembrance Day coming, what will be special for your veterans this year?
So it is a time, on November 11, the whole community, so the resident, their family, their friends, our staff, our volunteers are all coming together, and there is a beautiful ceremony. We expect about 600 people.
Oh my goodness.
So it's one of the largest in the city. It's indoors, so even veterans who might be a bit more frail can still fully participate. And in the room, you feel the emotion. It is, you just feel it.
Yeah.
It's quite spectacular.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, you've brought some lovely things with you. What have you been doing at the Pearly that you have all of this beautiful, may I hold up one?
Yes, absolutely. So we truly believe, it might be your last home, but you come to the Pearly to live life to the fullest. And it's really important that there is opportunities for you to do something that is meaningful for you. So we have a beautiful art studio where some of our residents can do some pottery.
I'm just going to hold up one. Do we know who made these? Did they sign at the bottom?
So some are signed, and yes,
Calvin.
Yeah. And it's just a way, and if you can see, so it's therapeutic in many ways on top of it, because if they are using their hands and coordination, that really helps for everything else. But while they do it, they probably had a beautiful conversation to talk about their service, talk about what it means. And it's all full circle, right?
Yeah.
Because a team is not just nursing, it's everyone else, from spiritual care to the therapeutic arts.
And I know we have a few minutes left, and I know when you said it's full circle, you have another little bitty full circle coming into the Pearl Health. Please let our viewers remind them what's happening.
We are very excited. So we are creating Canada's first dementia-friendly intergenerational daycare.
Wow.
So like I was talking about, we have a small town, and right in the middle, we are creating a daycare where 49 0 to 4 years old are going to be there and doing program, maybe some pottery with the seniors at the same time. And everything is built so there is connection every day. Because when you age, isolation could be really difficult, and that's just another way to create a sense of belonging.
Oh, absolutely. And just the noise in itself is going to be amazing, too. We have 1 minute left. What are you looking forward to, or how will you think of Remembrance Day at the Pearly and for yourself?
Yeah, so actually, I made a donation to the Pearly. And we have a program right now where if you make a donation between now and Remembrance Day, there is a flag that is placed at the Pearly with your name on it. And it's right in the middle for everyone who lives here can actually see it. And I'm very proud that one of the flag is mine. And that's a way I'm remembering.
I love it. Again, everyone at home, please make sure you go to the Pearly Health on their website. There's so much happening for their community, for their veterans, and for everyone who wants to get involved. We'll be right back.
Ottawa Snowsuit Fund launched its 44th season recently, continuing in its mission to ensure every child has warm winter wear. Volunteers, along with corporate and community partners, gathered at the Snowsuit Fund Depot to kick off the annual fundraising campaign and acknowledge the generosity and dedication of the community. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe was on hand to praise the organization's long-standing commitment to the community while also honoring longtime General Manager Joanne Andrews for 30 years of dedicated service. Former client Dorcas Abili expressed her gratitude to the Snowsuit Fund, recalling the shock of her first winter in Canada in 2023 after emigrating from her native Uganda. Later, Salia Sanogo presented his 4-year-old daughter Jamila with her first snowsuit. Since early September, the Snowsuit Fund has provided more than 7,000 snowsuits to local children and expects to surpass last year's record of 19,500 suits distributed to over 8,000 low-income families. For more information on how to contribute or to access a snowsuit, visit snowsuitfund.com.
Want to share news from your area? We'd love to hear from you. Email us with your community updates and be part of the conversation.
Music and Beyond, one of Canada's most dynamic classical music festivals. From stirring symphonies to intimate chamber performances. Experience concert highlights filmed live in beautiful venues across Ottawa. It's more than music. It's art, literature, culture, and community, all coming together on one stage. Music and Beyond presents, only on Rogers TV.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. Well, our next guest, Joyce Bison, Public Relations Officer with the Royal Canadian Legion, Orleans Branch 632, and Wendy Fortier, Presidents of the Ladies Auxiliary. I've actually been saying I've been wanting to have this role for so long, and I actually can't say it. But they're both here to share a truly inspiring community initiative, the River of Poppies. Welcome to the show. How are you both?
We're doing good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Busy, but good.
Busy, but good. Okay,
Yes.
Wendy, I'm going to let you start. The River of Poppies. Just right away, I'm just seeing a flowing river of poppies. So tell us about your initiative.
You will.
Thank you.
We were trying to figure out as a Legion what we could do to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Legion, which is next year. Yeah. And we saw a few other Legions in Ontario had done this, made these poppies and displayed them hanging outside their building, and they looked very nice. So I said that I would try and see what we could do. And so in January, Joyce sent out a memo to people on our Facebook and everything, and I thought, we'll see what happens. In the first meeting in January, 35 people showed up, which was, I wasn't sure if we'd have nobody or everybody, so it was wonderful. And I had crochet patterns and knitting patterns, and people were really enthusiastic, so we started meeting every month. And our original goal was 3,000.
3,000?
Well, yes, and I thought, well, let's not go crazy. We'll see what happens. Yeah. We now have 11,126.
Oh my gosh!
And
wow.
I had at one point 6,000. I counted them all. I had to know where we were. We met every month.
Look at that!
Yes.
That is beautiful.
That was. Then we had to tie them on to camo nets. So we had one camo net, and then we needed a second camo net. So other people came. Some people aren't crafty, so they gave us money to buy more wool for the people who knit. It became a whole, not just Legion thing, but community thing. Yeah. Because people were telling me, oh, my sister knits in Newfoundland, she'll send some in, and they did. And we had a box there by the office. Joyce would say, it's full again, and I'd come down and count them. Anyway, now we have completed putting them all on, and we're going to hang them in the next few days so that they will be there for the Remembrance Day service. So that's the point.
Goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Joyce, tell me what you thought when all these started coming in.
It was amazing. We never thought that we'd have, that much people getting involved in doing this. It was nice to see the whole community coming together, and we're all looking forward to getting it displayed this week.
Yes.
And out behind the cenotaph. There will be one behind the cenotaph.
Oh,
they've taken the other one and cut it in half, and one will be running from the upper deck down outside the building as a river of poppies. And the other one will be hung inside the building in the main hall, from one wall to the one extent to the other.
So tell me a little bit about your Legion, because I'm just envisioning it just packed all the time now with everybody doing these poppies.
It is a very active Legion. We have over 800 members. As far as the Remembrance Day ceremony, after the national one, we're really the second one in line. We have over 1,000 people that come out to see it. So we do tell people to get there pretty early, around 10:30. And it is broadcast on Rogers Television every year. And we like having them there. And then we do have the whole ceremony, and then the Ladies Auxiliary get a light buffet ready for everybody, and everybody's welcome.
Okay, I hope you've called out for volunteers for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, because if you're
Absolutely.
doing 11,000 poppies, everyone is going to want to see this for
Yes,
sure. And
yes.
you, like you said, you already get 1,000. So what does this year's Remembrance ceremony look like?
It's always a big, really a big ceremony. A lot of the, there's a lot of military in the Orleans community, so we get a lot of people that do come out. A lot of school children too. A lot of people take their kids out of school to come to the ceremony.
Yeah, and you must enjoy seeing that, both of you, to see that, the sharing community. And do you find that the youth come up to you quite often, and everyone, just to chat with them and get to know their stories?
Yes, it's lovely because we have downstairs and upstairs, and the conversations that go on, people meeting friends they used to be with, and it's a really nice ceremony. And then the pipes come.
Yeah.
And they play, and it's really very moving. It's very exciting.
We also
Whole day.
have, we also have on the night before, on the 10th, the cadets come out and do a vigil, a 24-hour vigil at the cenotaph. So they replace themselves every hour, I think it is. And it's all lit up in blue. So that is something that people are starting. This is our
third year,
I think, that we're doing it, and people are starting to come out. I was at the Legion last night, and there was a group there of scouts. The scouts leaders brought the young lads out to see the cenotaph in the evening.
Absolutely. I think that's important because, just like you said, this is your 4th year doing it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just meaningful, and just having so many people around. How long have both of you been part of this Legion?
I've been with the Legion since 2018. I've been the PR person since 2019. Plus, I'm second vice president.
Okay, so you're not going anywhere, which is great.
I don't think so.
Okay, good. And for yourself?
I joined. I became part of the Ladies Auxiliary in 2006, but my mom and dad were at the Legion almost from the time that the Orleans Legion started. They were always there on Friday nights, and
so your fondest memories?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh my
absolutely.
Gosh. May I just hold up two of these? I know we only have 30 seconds, but I just want to show
that
viewers.
That one's a knit one, and that's a crochet one.
Knit and crocheted. Yeah. This is just 2 of them, and you have 11,000.
11,000.
So if people want to know how to see these, how can they be in touch with you?
Well, we're on Facebook. The Legion is on Facebook, and on they can come down and see it, and hopefully they'll see it on Rogers too.
Absolutely. And so for Remembrance Day for you, who will you be thinking of?
My father. My father was a veteran, and my uncle was a Korean War veteran, and my son's in the RCMP. I would love to see him march, but he's not going to be there this year. But all of them, and so many of the people that we meet. I mean, we know so many stories from hearing them at the Legion of people who've served and been there and aren't there now. And we remember them.
Yeah, and Joyce, for you?
For me, it's my dad, who was in the Second World War, and like Wendy says, everybody that we see every day, we're there for the veterans.
Thank you.
We're there to help them.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody who's watched Ottawa in the Know. Please be sure to enjoy and be out for Remembrance Day, thinking, belonging, and having those conversations. And please join me next time at Ottawa in the Know. We will continue to have these great stories and people that shape Ottawa.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
If you're looking for straightforward recipes that are surefire crowd pleasers and really delicious, I hope you'll tune in to Season 5 of my show, Paula Roy's Favorite Foods, on Rogers TV. There's everything from mouth-watering salads to delicious make-ahead meals, lots of baking, even some pickles, and I'm sure there's something for everyone in this season's lineup. I'll offer some ideas to help make your time in the kitchen more effective and fun, and perhaps you'll even watch it with your whole family.
Just like any other job, to succeed in the NHL, you gotta take care of business.
You need to know how to motivate fellow employees. Come on, boys! It's important.